Hey guys, 2003 to 2007 Chevrolet. It'll have this type front end on it. I just want to show you when you look right back here in the firewall, you see that insulation that's been pulled out of there? That usually means there's a rodent somewhere in this vehicle that is making him a nest. I've seen this a bunch of times on these trucks. Customer brought it to me. It's not running right. Just got several little issues with it. We're going to start searching through this thing and try to find out where this guy's hiding. I would assume that he's right underneath this distribution box, or he's somewhere in this air intake. I don't see how he could get in that air intake and get up in under the firewall, so he might be all over this truck. If he's got anything in this air intake, then he's traveling all over this truck. So we're going to get in here and look around. But if you see that insulation gone off of there, peeled back like that, usually there's a rodent somewhere in here, whether it's a mouse or a squirrel or what it is, but it'll cause you a lot of trouble if it gets underneath of that distribution box. We're going to check under it and see what we find out. Let's take this bracket off here. Shine underneath here. I see no signs of him underneath there. Looks like he may have been sitting up on the engine there eating a little bit. He's carrying it somewhere. He may be carrying it away from the truck. I don't know. It's been pulled down through there. There it is.
There's a little nest.
That's where he's been going with it. So he's been messing around down around this fuel rail, and we're going to have to check all of our injector wires, make sure that we don't have any issues with them. And for him to be in here, then he's coming up through this fender and packing that stuff all the way off of that firewall and around and back into this fender and making his little home right there. He hasn't been messing, can't find any wires yet that he's been messing with, but he found him a home here he's been hanging out in. Alright, so now we know where he's been hiding out at. Found his little house. What we got to do is try to find out why that this truck isn't running right and see if he's got anything to do with it. He may have been chewing on some wires. We don't know exactly to what extent he's been into this truck. All we I knew when I raised the hood and I seen all that gone, I've seen this before, that he has been in here, and it looked recent. I've seen that where it's kind of turned brown, and you can tell that, you know, it's been a while since something's been in there, and it's probably gone, and it hasn't affected the running of the vehicle. So anyway, we got the scan tool hooked up to it. We're gonna see what the codes are and see if we can't figure out why this truck's not running right. But at least we found out where our little friend's been hanging out, and want to get that nest gone and get all this checked out and see what's happening. All right, let's get that out of there. I want to inspect that. See if there's any wire or any pieces of wire in there anywhere that might. I don't see anything where he might have been carrying some lunch home. Okay, let's get back in there. I don't see any wire, any pieces of any wire or anything where he's been carrying wire up in here. This truck problem may not have anything to do with him been in there. I just seen the insulation gone and made me want to investigate and see where that was going to. So, all right, well, I'm glad we found that. Guys, if y'all see that insulation gone off the back of your firewall, those are places you'll want to check, because you could have some rodent problems. I've seen squirrels messing around up in these before too.
Chipmunks.
A little bit of everything. Of course, we've had some snake skins pulled out of them before too, for those that like. But snakes usually don't bother anything. You know, they're usually just sliding around, I guess, in there. Snakes usually like to get in the cockpit. They like to be in the driver's seat, messing around a little bit. But we pulled several snake skins out and underneath the driver's seats on cars before. So, you know, you always want to check your car underneath your seat for snakes. But anyway, I guess we're done here. We're gonna see if we can't diagnose this problem with this truck, but it doesn't have anything to do with the guy that did all that mess. Thanks for watching. This is Code Man's Auto.